We live in an incredible time. Open any news feed and you're bound to see the headlines. Humanity will become a multiplanetary species. 1 million people on Mars by 2050. Ticket to the red planet. Elon Musk promises us futuristic cities under giant glass domes. Hollywood shows us Matt Damon effortlessly growing potatoes in alien dirt, and NASA engineers keep dropping gorgeous concepts of sci-fi rovers. We are being sold Mars as the new Wild West, a place for brave pioneers, a backup drive for humanity, a place we can escape to if things go south here on Earth. But here is the problem. All these beautiful renders leave out one small but absolutely crucial detail. Mars is not a backup planet. It's not a resort. It is a ruthless, toxic, radioactive, freezing desert that seems almost perfectly designed to kill a human being in the most diverse and agonizing ways imaginable. Do you think you could survive there? Do you think modern science will protect you? Well, let's do a little thought experiment. Imagine that right now, the exact second you are watching this video, you are teleported to the surface of Mars wearing the exact clothes you have on right now. How long would you last? A month? A week? A day? Spoiler alert, you'd be counting your lifespan in seconds. And today, I'm gonna break down, using pure physics and biology, exactly why Mars is the absolute last place in the universe you'd ever want to be. Brace yourself. This is going to hurt. Before you can even step foot on the Martian dirt, you have to land there, and Mars will try to destroy you right at the front door. In NASA engineering circles, the process of landing on Mars is officially called the 7 minutes of terror. And that is not an exaggeration. The problem is that Mars has a very annoying atmosphere. It is just thick enough to create massive friction and heat your spacecraft to several thousand degrees, but it is way too thin to let parachutes effectively slow down a heavy, crude module. The Martian atmosphere is only about 1% as dense as Earth's. To safely land a crewed ship there, we are going to need technology that barely exists yet. Giant inflatable heat shields, supersonic retro propulsion, all executing with absolutely flawless computer timing. One microscopic error in a line of code for a fraction of a second, and your billion-dollar spaceship becomes a brand new crater on the Utopia Planitia. But let's say you get lucky, the ship miraculously lands and the airlock opens. Welcome to Mars. You take a step onto the red dust without a spacesuit. What happens in the first second? Pop culture movies showed people's eyes bugging out of their skulls on Mars. That is, thankfully, a cinematic myth. Your head won't explode. But the reality is arguably much worse. The first thing hitting you is a catastrophic lack of atmospheric pressure. On Earth, at sea level, the pressure is about 101 kilopascals. On Mars, it's roughly 0.6. This brings us to a terrifying boundary in physics known as the Armstrong limit. What is the Armstrong limit? The boiling point of any liquid depends on the pressure of the environment. The lower the pressure, the lower the boiling point. On Mars, the pressure is so incredibly low that water boils at the normal temperature of the human body, 36.6 degrees Celsius. The moment you take your helmet off, all the moisture on and inside your body will begin to rapidly vaporize. Your saliva will boil directly on your tongue. Your tears will boil, burning your corneas. The fluid lining your lungs will turn into gas. This process is called ebulism. Bubbles of water vapor will form under your skin, causing you to swell up to twice your normal size. Your pure animal instinct will scream at you to hold your breath. That will be your final, fatal mistake. The pressure difference between the inside of your lungs and the outside vacuum will cause the gas in your lungs to violently expand. Your pulmonary alveoli will rupture, forcing air bubbles directly into your bloodstream, causing massive embolisms and a heart attack. And even if you exhale completely, there is nothing to breathe. Mars's atmosphere is 95% carbon dioxide. You will immediately suffer from acute hypoxia. Within 10 to 15 seconds, oxygen starvation will shut down your brain. You will pass out. A minute later, your heart will stop. Bottom line, without a spacesuit, your lifespan on Mars is less than 2 minutes. But okay, let's not be so brutal. We are building a colony after all. Let's assume you are wearing a state-of-the-art $100 million spacesuit. You're totally safe now, right? Wrong. As soon as the sun goes down, you will be introduced to Martian weather. At the Martian equator, on a summer afternoon, it can actually be quite pleasant, around 20 degrees Celsius. But Mars's atmosphere is far too thin to trap any of that heat. The second the sun dips below the horizon, the temperature plummets off a cliff. In just a few hours, the temperature can crash to -80 degrees, and at the poles during winter, it drops to -125 degrees Celsius. But it's not just the extreme cold that will kill you, it's the extreme shifts. If you are standing on the equator at noon, the temperature at your boots might be a balmy 20 degrees, but at the level of your helmet, just 6 feet higher, it's already near freezing. You will need a spacesuit with an impossibly complex thermal regulation system. Normal rubber becomes as brittle as glass at these temperatures. Metals shrink. Lubricants in your suit's joints will freeze solid. One microscopic hairline fracture in your helmet seal from all that freezing and thawing, and we are right back to the boiling saliva scenario. But the cold is an enemy you can see and measure. You can hide from it in a heated habitat. Mars's true apex predator is completely invisible, and it is passing right through you. Here on Earth, we are incredibly spoiled. Deep beneath our feet spins a giant core of molten iron. It generates a powerful magnetic field. Add miles of dense atmosphere on top of that, and we have double-layered armor protecting us from the most destructive force in the universe. Mars does not have a molten core. It has no global magnetic field. This means the surface of Mars is essentially an open-door microwave oven. 2 types of radiation will be actively hunting you here. The first is solar proton events. If a solar flare hits Mars while you are outside, you will develop acute radiation sickness within hours, nausea, vomiting, organ failure, and death. The second type is far more terrifying: galactic cosmic rays. These are heavy atomic nuclei accelerated to near the speed of light by exploding supernovas. A lead apron or a thick spacesuit won't save you from these. When a cosmic ray smashes into the metal hull of your Martian base, it shatters the metal atoms, creating a cascade of secondary radiation. It's like firing a shotgun through a brick wall. These particles will literally shoot straight through your body, physically tearing apart the strands of your DNA. Spend a few years there, and your risk of aggressive cancers, cataracts, and central nervous system degradation approaches 100%. To protect yourself from this, your futuristic colonies won't be in beautiful glass domes on the surface. They will have to be underground, deep in caves. You will travel 300 million miles across the void of space, just to become a mole, living beneath 10 feet of dirt, never seeing the sun. But wait, you have to eat, right? Let's talk about the biggest lie in the movie The Martian. You cannot simply mix Martian sand with your own waste and grow potatoes. Martian soil isn't just dead sand. It is a highly toxic chemical cocktail. It is full of perchlorates. On Earth, we use perchlorates to manufacture solid rocket fuel. For a human being, perchlorates are a severe poison. If Martian dust gets into your body, it immediately attacks your thyroid gland. But we'll be in space suits, you say. True, but dust is relentless. It gets everywhere. You will breathe it in. It will settle on your skin and your food. It will actively poison you. And since we're talking about dust, under a microscope, Martian dust looks like millions of jagged, microscopic razor blades. It will scratch the visors of your helmets. It will destroy the seals of your spacesuits. It will shred your life support air filters. Oh, and Mars has global dust storms. Sometimes they engulf the entire planet and can last for months. The sky turns a dark, rusty brown, and almost zero sunlight reaches the surface. If your colony relies on solar power, a global dust storm is a death sentence. But let's pretend you achieved the impossible. You built a perfect subterranean base. You are safe. Could you live out the rest of your life there and grow old? Gravity will have something to say about that. The gravity on Mars is only 38% of Earth's. On Mars, your bones will start leaching calcium. You will lose about 1 to 2% of your bone mass every single month. After a few years, your bones will be as fragile as dry twigs. And finally, the heaviest toll of all, your mind. Look at the night sky. See that tiny dot? That is Earth. Home. Everyone you have ever known, loved or hated is on that dot. On Mars, you can't just call 911. Radio signals take up to 22 minutes to reach Earth. Imagine a crisis. Houston, we have a fire in the oxygen module. You wait 20 minutes for the signal to reach Earth. You wait another 20 minutes for them to reply. Copy that, use the extinguisher. That is a 40-minute delay. By the time you hear their voice, your base is already ashes. You are entirely, totally, profoundly alone. An atmosphere that will suffocate you. Pressure that will boil your blood. Cold that will shatter steel. Radiation that will shred your DNA. Mars does not want us there. Mars is dead. It is a grand, magnificent, but totally lifeless graveyard of rocks. And yet, we are going to go anyway. We will go, because humanity is the most stubborn species on our planet. Our entire history is a story of conquering the impossible. Yes, the first colonists on Mars will face absolute hell. Many of them will not return. But that exact hell is what will force us to evolve. The technologies we develop just to stay alive on a dead planet will ultimately give us the tools to protect and save our own living planet. You wouldn't survive on Mars today, but your grandchildren or great-grandchildren, they just might call it home. But for now, we remain right here on our cozy blue marble. Appreciate the air you breathe, the magnetic field that protects you, and the gravity keeping your feet on the ground. If you enjoyed this terrifying trip to the Red Planet, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with anyone who is already packing their bags for Elon Musk's rocket. Let me know in the comments, would you risk it all just to be the first Martian? Thanks for watching, and remember, the universe is a hostile place, but conquering it is what makes us human.